Mickey.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Books and Betches. I'm Kristen, and with me I have
Erica.
Maria.
This is a book podcast. We swear, we spoil, we talk about sex, and we suck at it. This week we're doing both a book and a movie. This week we're doing Mickey7 and or Mickey17, depending on if you read the book or you watched the movie. Who wrote Mickey7?
Edward Ashton.
You were on it.
Wow.
Who directed Mickey17?
Ah, fuck. No, I know.
The guy who did Parasite.
Director of Parasite.
I don't know how to say his name.
I don't want to
butcher that.
Way. Hold on, I can say it. 1 second.
A
took
world-renowned
Korean class.
director. South Korea?
South Korean.
South
Bong
Korea.
Joon-ho.
Yes. Well known for most of his movies. Parasite especially, because that won an Oscar, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Did.
this is a fun dynamic. Maria and I both read the book first.
Yes.
And then we watched the movie.
Correct.
Last night, to be precise. Erica only watched the movie.
The original idea was only to watch the movie.
Was
why
it?
I did yes.
Oh.
Why I decided to read the book. I was like, oh, I just want to. I think I
so
was
happy I
excited
did.
to.
That's what I was confused about. I
'Cause
was
the
like, I thought
trailer.
we were doing just the...
No, we were.
Okay.
I just became an overachiever.
I read 4 books. I feel pretty
Me
good. This one, what did you read? Nothing? Did you watch The Martian?
You know
watch
what's funny?
Mickey17?
Were we going to read All Systems Red before?
Yeah, so
Yes,
you already
that's what I
read
was-
it. So you
I
did
already
nothing.
read
So you
it.
did nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
I re-skimmed it.
Did you read The Martian?
No, because I've already read it.
Okay.
So I really fucking lucked out this time
All
around.
right. Mickey7, the book, is very different than Mickey17, the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Very different. The characters are different. The story is different. There's a lot of differences. So how do we want to? The story is completely different. How do we want to do this?
You want me to do it?
Should we do a 60-second of the book and then have Erica do a 60-second of the
Yeah.
movie?
Why not?
That's kind of
Okay.
fun.
Let's do that.
All right, Maria.
I'll do it. I'll
Wait,
do
I
it.
tried
I'll
to
do it.
explain the book.
Or do you want me
Mike.
to do it first?
Let's do the book first because it's based
No,
on the
let's
book.
do her first so she can see the reaction after
Oh,
she.
okay.
Yeah, do the movie first.
We want to do
Okay.
the movie first?
Yeah.
All right, so
So you can see what the difference is. Into
just
mine.
to confirm, we're spoiling the movie Mickey17 and we're
And the
also
book.
spoiling the book Mickey7. So if you haven't read or watched, go do that because we're going to tell you everything that happens, start to end. Erica, let's do 60 seconds. If you're new here, I didn't think I did this in the last episode, but it's fine. If you're new here,
Yeah, it's
we
true.
do this
Oh,
thing
yeah,
where
you're
we
too
attempt
excited.
to explain the entire plot summary of a book or a movie in 60 seconds or less. This week, Erica is going to do the movie Mickey17, and then Maria will follow it up with the book. Here we go. Erica, Mickey17, 3, 2, 1, go.
This guy, Mickey, kind of down on his luck, got fucked over with a bank loan, has to like go to the government and basically become like get a job. And I think he doesn't read the paperwork and becomes like an expendable. And what an expendable is, like the job description is basically they put him in the most dangerous jobs and he has to do them. And then they like recreate him with his own like DNA.
30 seconds.
So then they like keep doing this to him 17 times. And then one time they think he dies, but he doesn't really die. And then there's another Mickey18 that comes and he is like a much more violent, angry Mickey. And these two, they decide to like just stay alive because they're supposed to both die. So
15.
then they're like, no, we're both going to stay alive, but we just have to like switch off. And the whole movie is basically them just like fighting for supremacy and like
10.
figuring out who the fuck is going to survive. And eventually Mickey17 kills Mickey18 and that pretty much,
3,
and he fucks a girl that
1.
is called Nasha.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Let's hop right into Maria.
I think I did okay.
You
No,
did good.
great.
You did really
great.
good.
You missed the aliens, but it's okay.
That's fine. It wasn't.
I got
as
it. I
prominent.
got you. I got you.
The
All right.
Creepers?
Maria.
Creepers.
Now the entire plot summary of the book Mickey7
Yes.
in 60 seconds or less. Are you ready?
Yes.
I don't think I could fit the
Here we go.
Creepers in.
3, 2, 1, go.
So Mickey Barnes is going to become an expendable for a colonization and exploration into space. His job is to do, like you said, all the hardest jobs. He's going to die every time over. He's only died 6 times. He is Mickey7. He falls into a crevice and his best friend of his entire life was like, yo, buddy, you're just going to be reprinted tomorrow. No worries. But there's these aliens in these caves that sort of save Mickey and Mickey gets to get back. But Mickey8 has already been created. Mickey7 and Mickey8 are basically the same person. They're perfectly fine. But they try to not kill each other. Like, okay, we just have to survive. I don't want to die. You don't want to die. So let's just keep going. Then it gets to they are starving on this island or on this planet. and the creepers are keeping them from being able to colonize correctly. At one point, the marshal, the governor of this thing, wants to destroy all the creepers, but Mickey's able to sort of communicate with them and basically creates this whole peace treaty of like, I have a nuclear bomb, but we're not going to bomb you. You're not going to bother us. Let's just coexist. And they just colonize the planet.
Yeah. So,
which kind of happens.
No, so first of all, there's no like loan shark thing that's happening. He did a bunch of sporting bets.
He gambled too much beforehand, and he was owing money to a loan shark, but they weren't coming to kill him or anything.
And nothing to do with macaroons. And
he had nothing to do with macaroons.
That was so fucking funny. I was dying laughing.
So he signed up to be an expendable, but he knew exactly what it was. There was actually beautiful scene where so the book is completely different than the movie. The characters are way different. Marshall is not a psychopathic. He's literally just
he's a general.
He's a general. He's
and
like
he
a hard ass
to
general,
keep everyone alive,
like a normal guy.
But he does have the religious part of it is correct. He does have a religious belief that those who are reprinted don't have a soul. They're not real humans anymore. So he has an existential problem
at all
with the idea of an expendable, but he lets it happen. So he kind of just hates Mickey and what he stands for, but he's not a psychopath
at all.
And he also doesn't have a wife
by any means. He doesn't have a wife. He's just like a normal marshal. Like he's just a fucking guy who wants to get the job done.
He's a general. He's just a general.
And then his best friend, the names are different, so I can't remember what the name was. Berto in the book, so the guy who leads
Timo
him,
in the movie.
He's not a psychopath.
He's also not a dick like that
at all.
He's just very well talented. So like Berto is kind of like Erica in the sense like whatever he does, he succeeds at. So he is coming in. You know how in the movie they're like, oh, he just took his flight lesson last week and he already got like hired to be a flight guy. No, he's known for being one of the best pilots in like the world for this expedition. So he's able to go. Mickey,
he's not really a dick at all, actually. In the book,
he's a bad friend.
He's not like the best friend,
but he's not like
he really couldn't save him at the beginning. They were trying to fly over the crevice, and it just wasn't.
He just
working.
left him. But
Naja also is nothing like. I thought she was like way more likable in the book.
Well, Naja also is another pilot. She's not security.
Yeah, she was a pilot.
Oh.
And then the other big.
She kind of was like a nothing burger in the movie.
Well, the biggest difference for me is Mickey himself. Like Mickey to me read as like a Watney almost. Like I felt he was like
he was funny.
He was funny, but he was like not a dorky.
He's
like
not a klutz.
The way that Robert Pattinson made what this felt like to me. It felt like the movie was a parody of the book. They took the book and they were like, "How can we make fun of the book?"
Well, it's dark comedy.
Which is fine,
right?
But it's not the book. Like, part of me wishes I didn't read the book because there are beautiful parts of the book. Like when he gets saved by the worms, he has this whole like moment where he was like, "This is like when I saved a spider from my mom's house, and I remember setting the spider free." And it touches way more on mortality. Like the whole book, I think focuses like, yes, there's still like some exploitation, like as far as like workers' exploitation is definitely there's a theme there. But to me, it was more about the beautifulness of mortality. And there's this whole thing about, was it Theseus' boat? Like they left that out of the movie. And that was my favorite part of the book.
It was this this sort of like psych experiment, or not psych, philosophy experiment in a way, where like if there's a ship and if you replace the ship over 10 years and at this point none of the previous ship exists anymore because you've updated it, new boards, new everything, right? Is that ship still the same? Or is it different? And is it the same as being like, let's put it in the reprinting process of Mickey? Is Mickey still Mickey despite being recreated 7 times over? Like, are you still who you are if every part of you has been recreated?
There was like a lot more like the book felt more serious, and then I know the movie is meant to be a comedy. So like part of me wishes, I feel like maybe I would have really enjoyed the movie if I had never read the book.
Correct. I think the movie is fun.
Going into it thinking of it as an adaptation was my biggest mistake because they took the worst part for me was Marshall.
Yeah.
Was Mark Ruffalo's, I thought was fucking terrible. The teeth were killing me and his list.
They're so bad.
And I get he was like playing like a Trump figure, but it was so distracting. It felt like I was watching an hour-long SNL skit every time he was on the scene. And I hated it.
I felt like a lot of the acting...
It was definitely an allegory for Trump.
Yeah. It is. Oh, yeah. It's an allegory for
hats,
America.
everything.
It's an allegory for the weirdness
capitalism,
of religion right now and how culty
immigration.
immigration, which again, they didn't touch on it with Naja. So Naja comes from a different planet and they had to migrate as refugees.
Yeah.
And because she's darker skinned, they didn't want to give her, like, they didn't want to give those people from that planet rights. And it's the way the way they set Naja up in the book is 10 times better than what they did in the movie. They gave her a disservice in the movie.
Big disservice.
And for the speech that she gives in the movie about like, they were here first, you're coming in like a colonizer, fell flat for me. And she gave a great performance in that. Like, I felt like it came from her soul there.
Yeah.
But you don't get her backstory
Right.
of who
Like,
Naja
it doesn't
is.
feel as. I still think it was powerful, but because it came from a black woman.
Right, but that's as a visual. See, you're seeing
As
that
a visual.
Yeah.
as an American watching it, right?
Yeah.
But if you were to know about Naja's story from her planet and what they went through as
And
a planet,
that could have literally been like a singular conversation in a.
instead of showing Mickey and her fucking all the time, they could have given her that little flashback.
Yeah, the movie was so horny.
Yeah,
that
it
was
fucked a lot.
not. That was not in the book. I mean,
he did do the threesome.
The threesome
that happened in the book,
which was a funny scene because he was just like the next. He's like he gets Beckham'd in by the other one. He's like the next 4 hours. I don't want to talk about
it.
I do not regret it. So the book was funny. It had funny parts, but it wasn't funny. The movie just felt like making fun of the book to me. I don't know. That's the vibe.
and
I got.
I don't want to make it.
Mickey was not like that's not how he
That
was
wasn't
in the book.
Mickey.
I
thought
he was such a
I
nerd.
thought Robert Pattinson did a
I thought
really
he was-
entertaining job.
I think Robert is a much better actor than what this film is sort of giving him.
Yeah,
there is. I want to talk about Robert Pattinson just for a second.
Go.
I love Robert.
There
Pattinson.
is no other actor that I can think of that was pigeonholed into a role the way he was with
Twilight.
Edward Cullen
Mhm.
as this like fucking crazy fandom that like super phenomenal, like supernova of a like crazy fandom, and as a vampire gets made fun of mercilessly
for a movie he doesn't like.
for a movie he
So
fucking
sad.
hates, and then not only does he become Batman,
Yeah.
but has gone on to get nominated for awards, to be like pretty much like a cult favorite actor.
Yeah.
And I don't even think of him as Edward Cullen anymore. He is
No.
so far past that role, and he has taken some of the most creative, unique, and like amazing actor performances that I've ever seen. Some like in some cases, like some of these roles that he's taken, I was like taken aback by how good he is.
Yeah.
There's not a single actor I can think of that was once a cultural phenomenon and now is like
Something different.
a prolific actor that has like chops.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one.
Who?
Austin Butler. He was like
Who was he?
Nickelodeon
The guy who became
Central.
Elvis?
He was on Hannah Montana. Like he was like that guy, like the Miley Cyrus of the world. And then now he became.
I don't remember him as a.
Remember him in Dune and he had like one of the best performances in Dune.
He was like
played
the bald guy in
Elvis.
Dune,
He
yeah.
did,
No, I don't remember him as a child or like.
He
a
was on
child actor.
iCarly all the time.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him on these.
But I feel like he's really
probably
come
that's
into
the
his own.
closest.
Yeah. I mean, definitely not the same
There's
at all,
no.
but-
I mean, there's only so many. Like, okay, think of like Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
I still think of him as Harry Potter.
Yeah.
He has done a ton of plays. He's done
Yeah.
lots of other movies. He's still Harry Potter to me.
No, I hear you. I hear
Ron
you.
Weasley can never not be Ron Weasley.
Yeah, he's Ron Weasley till death.
Even Hermione Granger. I mean, even what's her face?
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson. I think she was phenomenal as Belle in Beauty and the Beast.
Perks
I
of
still
Being a
fucking think of
Wallflower.
her as Hermione.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
totally
it is so
agree.
fucking hard to break out of
the pigeonhole they put you
your
in.
first
Yeah.
big role.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he was Cedric Diggory. I still don't fucking think of him as Cedric
I
Diggory.
always forget about that.
My son, my boy.
So good. Oh man,
Like,
I don't know. I
think
agree.
he like every role that he does is so fucking talented, and he
Yeah.
is the weirdest guy. Have you ever seen his interviews?
Oh yeah.
He's socially awkward.
He lies.
He lies.
He's like there's an interview with him that he's like, I just tell lies during interviews. I just like make up elaborate lies about
That's awesome.
my life.
That's
and,
what I
like,
would do.
Like he's.
I mean, that's
like,
what I would do. Yeah.
Everything that he does in interviews is like all fake.
That's
Good for him.
awesome. Good for him.
Like he's
He
just
never
a
stops
fucking,
acting.
like clown house like crazy
I
person.
think what I'm realizing is, had I just seen the movie, I think I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think like I would have gotten that
it's
experience.
like it's like fun, like
Yeah.
because in my head I'm not sitting here being like, this is making fun of a book that I really
Right,
enjoyed.
right.
Mm-hmm.
I am just enjoying the fact that this is like a dark comedy. I think this movie could eventually be a cult classic.
Mm.
I think it has legs.
So I disagree. I didn't like the movie,
I think
obviously,
it's
but
funny.
maybe it's because I read the book first.
And it's weird.
Because a lot of people like it.
I don't know
No,
why.
a lot of people do like it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't.
Yeah.
Cinematography,
That's
sound
what I was
design,
saying. Yes, all great.
acting.
The acting sucked. I hated it, but I love the cinematography.
Yeah,
I loved
some of the acting.
There's that scene
I
in the
don't
hallway.
agree.
The scene in the hallway where they're walking down
Oh,
the
yeah.
hallway and there's a bunch of the creepers outside was the worst sequence of acting I've ever fucking seen in my time. I don't care.
It
I
was
will play
pretty
that for
bad.
you again, and you will sit there
I'll
and be
have to
like,
look at it
maybe
again
you're
now.
right.
It was pretty
Because
bad.
I forget who the guy even was. That was one of the fucking people was saying. I don't know.
It was like
just,
he's like
so
part of the
bad.
agents, and then the scientists, and then
Oh, it was
it was so bad.
It is really interesting. I don't think it was as good as Parasite in terms of like.
No,
Well, you can't even compare those.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's a award
but Parasite
show,
also.
but-
Parasite is from a Korean perspective.
Yes.
I feel like in this way, I think it did a disservice to him as a director, sort of trying to Americanize this
Mm.
idea. Like I think it just took what we're going through in this country and trying to turn on his head as a funny dark comedy. Like we were talking about before the podcast, The Menu did that, I think, a little better
Yeah.
yeah.
than this. I think this felt like
I
Like-
love this genre of movie.
I think it's fun.
I
I just feel
don't.
like I think that in the writing,
don't?
I struggle with it.
in the writing, I think it failed itself a couple times.
I just didn't like the
It
writing.
tried to be
Yeah.
serious
Yeah.
in moments, and then all of a sudden you're throwing in some random dark comedy again, but then you try to be serious again, you throw it out.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It didn't
It didn't hit for
it didn't
me.
land for me the way it's landed for others. But again, I did read
It
the
picked
book
an
first.
interesting book to do it for.
Why do you think
Yeah.
they changed it from 7 to 17?
Because I think there's an interview about that the director, he was just like 17 just sounds way cooler.
It's the number of my birthday, so yeah, it's a better number.
No, he literally was
I-
like, I think he literally said
Just
in an
said 17
interview,
sounds
I watched a YouTube video about it where he was just like 17 deaths just sounds way more exciting than
My one complaint that I wouldn't say like this was a 10 out of 10 movie for me, but like I enjoyed it. I didn't like, I'm not like angry I spent $20 to watch it.
Mhm.
My one complaint is that Mickey17, we definitely did not see 17 deaths. And I
No.
wish that it just showed all 17 deaths.
Yeah, we hear about most of them in the book. Like
Yeah.
the one where
But I'm saying, like,
some
if you're gonna
traumatic ones.
name it something
Right,
that, like,
right,
I
right,
want
right.
to see
I mean,
the
it did- it
17
was,
deaths.
like,
Also,
it
the
was-
printer was not the same, and the book was like a tank. Like he came out covered in goo,
in goo, yeah.
and he like was tired out. Like that's
I
why
thought the printer was so funny in this one, in the movie,
Also,
because he
the-
just
yeah.
like flops out. Like, remember the one where he
Yeah,
like
his
actually
ass
like,
is
flops
like-
out of
the
it?
scientist. I think that might have been the funniest part for me is the scientist and how they react to Marshall.
Mm.
Like, so we have this new drug. I know he's like practically dying. Do you want to try it on him real quick? They're like,
But
yeah,
that's what I
let's
mean,
try
like,
it.
It's so like
That
it's
is
funny.
the only part of it that I thought was funny. That part landed for me.
I thought Robert Pattinson's accent was hysterical.
I
thought
hated
it. Was so
it.
funny.
That was
Yeah.
what killed me. I was like,
But
why are
good
you so
for him.
dorky?
I thought
And,
it was
like,
so funny.
He's so dorky.
Yeah, he's
and
too dorky
lame.
in-
That's
in
not how I
this.
read it.
'Cause
I
in the
But
didn't-
book,
I think
he's-
that the book colored it for you because I thought it was
You're
weird,
right.
but I thought it
the
just
book fucked me
enjoyable.
up. The book.
yeah, the
fucked me up.
book ruined
Also,
it.
the
But
ending. We didn't talk about how different the ending was, which is he.
no, I did.
No,
They
kind-
got
so he kept having dreams because Mickey6, I believe, when Mickey6 died, the creepers actually like studied Mickey6, and that's how they were able to communicate with him. There was no like translator. He was actually just able to communicate with them. So when Mickey7 and Mickey8 go out, they're like forced to go out after being caught from the threesome. Chen is actually the one that does go and tell on them. And Chen, her name's Chen in the book.
Kai.
Yeah.
Kai.
So she tells on them and she's literally like, I want to be the next expendable, which is like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Because there's also in the book there's this like phenomenon or like a fetishization of him.
yeah.
So we won't want to fuck him because he's like, you know, like you're dead.
There's
You're
a
basically dead. I think it's
yeah.
like ghost chasers.
Ghost chasers,
something
yeah.
like that. So
Makes sense.
she wanted it to be an expendable
So-
after telling on him.
And then so he
Well, she
Marshall
wanted him.
Not in the book.
Not in the book. Marshall sends them out with the bomb, so that does happen. But Mickey8 dies. Like the creepers kill Mickey.
Take him because he's not prime.
So they kill him, and then when Mickey7 reaches the rock, they basically find out the creepers are like, death isn't a thing for us. Like you killed one of ours, but that doesn't mean anything to us. And he's trying to explain to that, like, well, to humans it means something. Like death is actually like a problem. So then the creepers like. They have a conversation. Mickey7 comes back because 8's dead, and tells Marshall, I gave them the bomb. They have it, and I'm the
They
only
know
one
what
that can
it
communicate
is.
with them. So Marshall's like, what? So he's like, so you have to just like let me, and I quit. So you just have to let me be here because they have the bomb, and I could tell them to blow it up.
Yep.
And then it ends with him bringing Nyjah out to where they were, and he was like, this is where I hid the bomb. And she's like, oh, they don't have the bomb? He's like, you think I would give them a bomb? They don't even believe in death. So that was like kind of how it ended. And I was like, I don't know. I loved the ending. That wasn't like this big grand scheme. I don't know. I really enjoyed
it was like kind of like a nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Low. I don't want to call it low stakes.
No, this book
but, like,
was
low
hella
stakes.
low stakes.
Yeah,
Like
'cause you guys
told,
went over.
I
just
told
like a
her,
Yeah.
it felt like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Is the best way I can explain.
Which
it.
I was excited
Which
for
I
the
don't.
movie.
I don't like that in a book, but I thought it was fun in a movie.
I felt more
Well,
happened in the movie.
The movie made it extra.
Yeah,
The movie made it way more intense than it was.
Okay.
because
Like
in
the whole
the book
swarm of them coming and they're
there
like,
was none of that.
one of you die, and it's like
There was no
my
in-
baby gets
there was
killed.
no infiltration. Like the baby didn't infiltrate.
Yeah, also,
they were just on their own. Like
the voice.
it was so
for
weird.
the mama creeper.
What the fuck was that?
Her at one point she goes, "Say what?" And I'm like, "What is she? What is happening?
Why did she look like an elephant on the
Why does
close
she
up?
look no, why does she look like a big like woolly mammoth?" And I'm like, "What is this?"
Oh man, I
I thought the
it was
creepers
weird.
looked cool though.
Mm.
in the
They try to
movie.
make him cutesy.
Yeah,
And
it
I'm
wasn't
just like,
not cutesy in the book.
Yeah,
I thought they were
The
cool
book is
looking.
so different. Listen, if you want,
What an
don't.
interesting.
My
difference.
my advice is don't read the book and then watch the movie.
Yeah.
Do it vice versa.
Yeah,
Actually, because
yeah,
I think if
yeah.
I had watched it, I would have been like, "This is fucking weird and funny," and maybe I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah,
And then when I read the book, I would be like, "Oh, this is good. This is so different. This is
yeah,
what
exactly.
Because like I'm somebody who likes like a straightforward narrative. I love comedy. Don't get me wrong, and I love dark comedy for sure. But like, I don't know. They took the really cute stuff out of it that I loved in the book and just made it into what
A
felt
dark
like to
comedy.
me a joke of the book. Like it just felt like they were making fun of the book. I don't know how else to explain it.
There was just
Interesting.
there was some writing, and then the acting was the
Mark,
hardest part for
man,
me.
Mark Ruffalo ruined the whole thing for me.
the wife making the sauce.
The wife wasn't even in the fucking
like
what was that?
I don't know if they was trying to make it like that Saltburn kind of vibe.
It's like they
too.
were trying too hard to be edgy. That's the best way.
Yeah,
I
it's
could
like a
put it.
try hard.
I don't like those types of
Yeah.
movies. Where we just throw everything at you, like an A24, where we're just like, we're gonna throw everything at you and make it all edgy, and it's gonna be sick, and you're gonna tell all your friends that you love it and be like, "Yeah."
very hipster.
I feel like I'm back at Keene State Film School. Oh, I don't know, man.
It bombed at the box office.
Did it?
Well, now people love it, so you're right about cult classic idea of things.
I think people will look back at this movie and like it, and like not as, you know what I mean, as like a cult like following.
I think it's a good rental movie. You can just watch like one off.
It's expensive though. One thing I will say that's
I think
crazy.
it's still in theaters, and that's why it was expensive.
that makes sense.
One thing that's crazy is Mark Ruffalo clearly being Trump. They shot that scene of him getting shot and his ear grazed before that happened to Trump. So that's pretty wild. I was reading about that.
It wasn't his ear; it was his cheek.
His cheek, but I mean,
That is kind of interesting,
a very interesting take that ended up happening.
and for him to be a Trump like
Mm-hmm.
adjacent allegory.
That's definitely who he was.
So, talking about allegories, I want to wrap this episode up, but I did read one time. This is why I hate the internet and like why I don't want to be on the internet anymore, but like kind of
I
have to
feel
be.
that.
But
I hate it. Isn't that the worst?
It was a very I don't want to say liberal, but like very that liberal like mind
Leftist?
woke,
Okay.
woke, very
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
woke, and was like, we shouldn't be writing allegories at all.
Why?
What?
And I'm like, I was thinking about it, and I was like, do you know how many of everything has an allegory in
Yeah.
it? Like fucking everything has
Yeah,
allegories.
you can't escape it.
Yeah.
Like you can't escape it in storytelling at all.
Yeah, that's the point.
It's life.
That's what stories
It's
were built off
humanity.
of.
Yeah.
Allegories.
It's
But
literally
I've
humanity.
literally seen like woke people say that like allegories are wrong in books.
I wonder
because
why.
they can't digest them.
No, because they think that it's like profiting off of like something bad that's happened or like
Mm.
something bad.
Why is every allegory bad?
I don't know.
I will say some are annoying, like the capitalism side of things, like this book or this movie making fun of capitalism. The amount of times where I'm just like, all right, we have another millionaire telling us that capitalism bad. Like I get it. Like I don't need this in every single piece of media that I consume
I
from
think it's just
millionaires.
topical now.
No, it is absolutely, and I
It
agree.
is
And I think it's
topical.
necessary. I think like art should have
Art
meaning-
should be able to like make
Art should
fun
be-
of
yes,
and
yes,
speak to and
Mhm.
mirror and
Yep.
reframe like
Mhm.
society.
I think that's the whole point of why we
Or
do what we do, like
events.
creatively. I mean, we tell stories to,
Yeah.
it's the whole purpose.
It's how it all began.
Yeah.
But there's even people that like think that we shouldn't be
Then what is art?
reading like Holocaust books, or you know what I mean, like that you shouldn't be reading historical fictions in that time frame, or you know what I
Why?
mean,
I
like
don't understand the
That's
argument.
wild, because then you come to a point where people like the lady from The Educated,
Yeah.
she had never read. She didn't think the Holocaust was real.
Right.
and people say that like their argument against it is that it's like romanticizing it.
That's not true at all.
That depends on the person.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think it's very dependent on the
Again,
person.
the world's not just black and white. There's a gray area in the middle,
Amen.
and you have to be able to have the critical thinking skills to know what you're doing.
Amen. But I will say, like, sometimes, I want to break from,
Sometimes.
some
Every
of
time.
these
From
movies.
everything having a message.
Yes. But
Yeah.
at the same time, sometimes I love a good
But also,
message.
we grew up on the shows that had a moral.
Yeah. True.
Everything had a lesson.
Yeah.
In some
Everything
way,
had a
yeah.
lesson in it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think
Think
the
about all those,
difference,
like-
the difference is how it's portrayed. I think nowadays you see things that are a little bit more in your face, whereas when we were kids, like things had
Because
like
people
hidden
can't
meanings.
think that well now.
Exactly.
People are being told what they should
Exactly.
think.
Yes.
They don't get to know how to think on their own.
Exactly.
And again,
That's where
critical
we
thinking
are.
skills.
So yeah, Mickey17, if you've watched it, let us know. If you've watched and read it, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on this. 'cause
Please. I watched a few YouTube videos.
We might be the outliers. Like, I feel like everyone loves it.
I mean, people love the movie, but I've seen the people who have done both have also had similar feelings to ours.
About us.
I just
Okay.
need to think of them as separate
When
media.
do
but-
people who read the book and watch the movie end up saying like, great movie?
The Martian.
The Martian,
We'll talk about that next.
man.
Martian movie was way better than the book.
Way
I
better
could
than the
say,
book,
I
yeah.
could save it for the next episode. All right. Anyway, thank you for being here. Go over to our Instagram, books_and_betches, BETCHES. Click the link in the link tree. You'll find our
Yatta!
We love you all so much. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.